Once upon a long time ago, there was a boy named Good Will Hunting who lived in the magical kingdom of Boston. Little Good Will Hunting was very angry and got into lots of fights. But really, he was just sad on the inside because of all the bad things that happened to him when he was a little boy. Then one day he met an alien named Mork. And Mork was very sad too. Mork was sad because his wife had died and left him all alone. But Mork was very wise, and he taught Good Will Hunting that you cannot hide from your sadness. You just have to let yourself feel it. Otherwise, it will ruin your whole life, and you will be sad and angry forever. And so, with Mork's help, Good Will Hunting was not angry or sad anymore. And he left the magical kingdom of Boston and went to the magical kingdom of Greece, where he married a queen named the Devil Wears Prada. Good Will Hunting and the Devil Wears Prada lived happily in Greece with their baby Spider-Man until the king of Greece told Good Will Hunting he must go to war against a giant horsey. Good Will Hunting fought bravely for 10 years, but was eventually eaten by the horsey and was trapped inside its belly until a man named Troy rescued him from inside the big horsey. Then it was time for Good Will Hunting to get back onto his boat and sail home to Queen, the Devil Wears Prada, and little Spider-Man, because he missed them very much. But then his boat got lost at the sea, and he had to stop to get some food. He went into a big cave to get some cheese, and then a big Cyclops came and ate some of his men. So Good Will Hunting had to fight the Cyclops. He poked it in the eye and ran away. Then he got back onto his boat and went to a different island where he had to fight some giant knights and a witch lady who turned his men into pigs. But it is okay because she turned them back into men again. Then Good Will Hunting put wax in his men's ears and had them tie him to his boat so that he could hear the beautiful ladies sing on the rocks. And then they stopped on another island and had a cow for breakfast, and then got back on their boat with full bellies. But it was God's favorite cow, and so he sent a big storm to smash the boat and kill all of Good Will Hunting's men. I guess he really liked that cow. Meanwhile, little Spider-Man went looking for his daddy, but because Good Will Hunting did not eat any of the cow for breakfast, he got to live on another island with Charlize Theron for 8 years. Wow! Eventually, he remembered the way home, and so he built a new boat and sailed back to Greece. But his house was filled with creepy dudes who were trying to marry his wife because it had been so long they had forgotten that she was already married to Good Will Hunting. And so Good Will Hunting pretended he was a homeless man and sneaked into the castle with the help of Spider-Man. Oh yeah, I forgot to mention that Spider-Man found Good Will Hunting. Or maybe Good Will Hunting found Spider-Man. I guess I got a little confused during that part. But anyway, after he had sneaked into the castle, Good Will Hunting gave Edward the vampire a little piece of wood. This made Edward the vampire very angry indeed. And then Good Will Hunting told Queen, the Devil Wears Prada, that he was sad again because of all the bad things he saw during the Great Horsey War. But the Queen did not know she was talking to her husband, because he was still dressed like a homeless man. And so then the Queen said she would marry anyone who could fix her broken bow and arrow. Good Will Hunting fixed her bow good, and then he used it to make everyone else dead. And after that, they built a new boat, and Good Will Hunting sailed away with his queen, the Devil Wears Prada, and their son Spider-Man. They sailed into the Old West, because Good Will Hunting promised the dead men made of ash that he would do that in that one other scene I forgot to mention. So that's why they did that. The end. I am now finished talking at you about Good Will Hunting and his adventures in the magical kingdom of Greece. I like this story. It made me happy and sad and frightened and excited. That is what a good story is supposed to do. Thank you, people who live inside my computer. My name is Mr. HappyPants. And if God is watching this, I just want you to know that I would gladly stop eating cows if it means I get to spend 8 years alone on an island with Charlize Theron. Oh boy, goodbye!